Did you get ready in the dark or something? 'Cause you look like a beautiful nightmare.
Hello there, Scorpio rising, and welcome to Tessa's Tarot. Welcome to my channel and my new setup. If you're returning, you already know that my background is going to be different. I kind of like this one though. I was kind of experimenting. And I'm right by the air conditioning. I've been super hot all day. It's been really humid in Chicago. It's been raining a lot, but it's been really, really humid. So it's really freaking hot. And I was cleaning my apartment and literally like dripping sweat, even with the air conditioning on, because we don't have central air. So yeah, so I kind of like found this background and I thought it was kind of cool because there's like different things going on, but I don't know, whatever. No big deal. This table is my roommate's. It's a circle table. It's really big. It's really awesome. I've already filmed like 3 videos and I really like it. You can kind of like see the cards a little bit and there's a lot of color in the background, and you know me, I like color. So anyway, I had a nice little lunch. I took a little break and now I'm back. So welcome to your Astro Tarot update. You know how it goes for these monthly readings. July 2021, Scorpio rising. Make sure you check your rising sign. Make sure you're watching your rising sign, because I am going based off of the astrology chart and the natal chart off of the rising. Okay, so it's not going to make sense for you if I start pulling like house cards. You know, what we're doing is we're using the Astro Soul deck to match it up with the with your natal chart based on your rising sign. So yes, we're as you already know, we're using the Astro Soul deck, and I'm also going to be using Tarot of the Divine. Sorry, I'm like, I don't know, just like for a second there, I got kind of spacey, but you guys know how we do this. If you are a new subscriber, if you're new to my channel, I do monthly and mid-monthly, and that's pretty much it. Straight to the point. You can email me if you want to inquire about astrology or tarot and natal charts or anything like that. I'm not as active on Instagram as I was before, just because I'm a busy gal and I got a lot of things going on right now, so, you know, can't keep up with everything. We have to pick our battles, right? And I prefer YouTube anyway. I like getting on here and getting on camera and talking to you guys and, you know, like doing this. So it's nice. I like it. I wish I could do it more often. I wish I can get paid to do it. But, you know, the world is not that generous, I guess. But, yeah, so the decks are already pre-shuffled, and I'm just going to go ahead and start shuffling them. We are officially in Cancer season, so happy Cancer season. Cancer is ruled by the moon, okay? The last reading I did was for Leo, and like they were I pulled 3 moon cards from the Astro Soul deck, so let's see what we're going to have for you, Scorpio. But Cancer is ruled by the moon. It's all about being in alignment with your inner emotions. You know, the moon changes every single day. It enters a new phase every single day, and it switches zodiac signs very, very frequently. So the moon is known to be like moody, emotional, sensitive, okay, and Cancer is ruled by the moon. So Cancer is definitely very moody, sensitive, emotional. This has a lot to do with our Cancer rules the 4th house, which has a lot to do with our home and our childhood and how we experienced our parents growing up, our roots, our family history, our own history. Like, it's all just like how you ebb and flow through, you know, because this is where we come from, our home, our history, our past, like our roots, this is where we come from. So it's like, it's all about kind of like the emotional ebb and flow of this experience, okay? So this is kind of like what Cancer season represents. And also like how you relate to security, how you relate to stability in reference to like your home life. So there could be some discovery in that regard as well, okay? Yeah, so that's kind of like the gist of Cancer season, but we're going to see what in particular, based off the Astro Soul deck, we're going to see what energies in particular are needing to come to the forefront of your consciousness, to make you more aware, so you can better understand yourself and how you operate within these energies. And yeah, with that being said, Scorpio, we're getting right into it. So what are the energies that Scorpio needs to be aware of for July 2021? What are the energies that Scorpio needs to be aware of for July 2021? What are the energies that Scorpio needs to be aware of for July 2021? What are the energies that Scorpio needs to be aware of for July 2021? What are the energies that Scorpio needs to be aware of? Not those. I don't like to take out flying cards. It's just not my style. It just, I don't know. What are the energies that Scorpio needs to be aware of for July 2021? Alright. Yeah, like, I should probably make it colder in here, in all honesty. Feels like it's freaking like 90 degrees. What are the energies that Scorpio needs to be aware of for July 2021? What are the energies Scorpio needs to be aware of for July 2021? What are the energies Scorpio needs to be aware of for July 2021? What are the energies Scorpio needs to be aware of for July 2021? Alright, Scorpio, let us do this reading. Whew. It's hot. It's hot. We have the 12th house. Who got the 12th house? I think Taurus got the 12th house. It was either Taurus or... No, it wasn't Pisces. 12th house, I surrender. 12th house is ruled by Pisces. Okay, so this is the house of... This is the house of spirituality. This is the house of, you have Libra in your 12th house. We'll get to that in a second. The 12th house is the house of spirituality, isolation, reflection, creativity, okay? It's also the house of symbolism, okay? So basically, there is a need to define something. But the thing with the 12th house is that the way that, like, this definition has to come from you. There are some experiences or some situation or some circumstance that you are needing to reflect on, and it's very symbolic, but it's this isn't something that has like a definition to it. This isn't something that has like, it's basically like you have to discover for yourself. You have to create the explanation for yourself. You have to define your own symbolism and what it is you're feeling and what it is you're experiencing. This doesn't, the 12th house is very much about kind of like creating your own reality and creating your own truth and like really kind of like tapping in to your deeper, to what it is you feel on a deeper level. Cause like Pisces energy will like blend symbolism. It doesn't define things. It doesn't define things. Pisces is just like this constant flow of water, and it just keeps taking. It keeps like taking different symbolic situations and energies, and it just keeps like mixing it in a pool. Okay, I kind of think of the 12th house as like this. I mean, it is the house of universal consciousness. It is kind of represented also like by Jungian psychology, is like inhabiting all those archetypes that dwell in our subconscious and, kind of manifest themselves in different ways depending on the situation. So I also think of the 12th house as like the womb of the universe, because it holds like all of the energy together. And it's up to you if you are feeling a lot of different things, and there's just like everything is just kind of like blending. It's like a whirlpool, right, inside. Like, so it's really up to you to create a, like, you know, this is why the 12th house is known to be the house of like the artist. It's a very artistic house. It's very creative. And that is why it's also known as the house of isolation, prisons, mental institutions. This is the house of intuition and the unconscious. Here's where we can see transcendent experiences, hospitals, prisons, secret agendas, and hidden enemies, as well as unknown possibilities and one's weaknesses. This house is also associated with long-term confinement, seclusion, and psychic abilities. So, you know, like on the negative side, you can like attribute it to like even like schizophrenia. Like it did mention, you know, like mental institutions, stuff like that. But let's look at it this way, okay? Symbolism is very abstract, okay? So when we're dealing with things that are very abstract, and we're dealing with just like, you know, just like imagine taking all the different sides of your life and like throwing it in a blender, like mixing it, it like comes out to be chaos, right? So it's like, how do you define that? How do you turn all these different energies that you're feeling that are coming from different areas and turn it into like something creative? Okay, so that is like the trick of the 12th house. It's about creating your own reality, you know, creating your own art, like turning something that you're feeling into something that you don't understand into something that you do understand and that you can relate to, because it's coming from you. And because it's coming from you, because it's coming from this like divine pool of consciousness, the chances of other people, once you create it and put it into the world, the chances of other people relating to that is really high. You know, the chances that someone else could like possibly understand what you're experiencing is also high, because we are connected. We all take from this pool. It's a pool of these like universal truths, and it's like, well, what is your truth? You know, but it's like individual. Yeah, it's a very abstract concept. The 12th house is hella abstract. Okay, it's hella abstract. I surrender. So it's like I surrender to the universe. Okay, so I'm sorry I just went on a whole spiel over there. I've been doing that with a lot of my readings, and then I go into like 30 minutes. Anyway, so you do have Libra in your 12th house. So basically, what the universe is telling you is that there's a need to create balance with this aspect of your life, okay? There is a need for balance within this realm of like symbolism and creativity that you are able to tap into, okay? In the heart, 𝚆𝚆𝚝𝚒. Okay, so a 𝚆𝚆𝚝𝚒 is a very unique astrological event. It is when the center of a planet matches up at 0 degrees. It's almost like a conjunction, but it's more powerful than a conjunction. A conjunction is when a planet and another planet are like within like 0 to 3 degrees of each other. But a 𝚆𝚆𝚝𝚒 is very specifically when a planet is not just in conjunction with the sun, but is lined up with the sun at 0 degrees. So in the heart. So this is totally just like about like your passion, and it emphasizes that planet. So like in the heart is like the heart of the sun. It's like at the heart, at the core of this energy, like what is at the core. And like once you truly discover like your truth and what is at the core, it will create the balance that you need in your life. So it's like, what is at the core of your heart? What is at the core of who you are, who you want to be? And that will help you define this energy that is like filtering through your subconscious in reference to all these different like symbolic creative energies that are kind of like coming at you. And then we have the sun. Wow, like right after the 𝚆𝚆𝚝𝚒, you get the sun. Like what? The sun, self-expression, ego, creativity, identity. Yes, see, this is exactly what I'm saying. Like this is all about, the sun is currently in Cancer, so we are going to take a look to see where the sun is. Okay, so the sun is in your 9th house, And the ninth house is all about, it's the Sagittarius house. You have Cancer in your ninth house. So it's about like higher learning. It's about philosophy. It's about your belief structure. It's about long distance travel. So your mode of self-expression and who you are and what's in your heart and what's in your core can very much have a lot to do with like how you are able to turn the symbolism that the symbolic energies that are within you and turn it into higher learning, turn it into something that maybe other people can gain wisdom from. Okay, so you have the ability to turn your experiences and turn what you feel and how you experience the world and you and life, and you have the ability to turn it into wisdom, to actually create wisdom, to actually create like some kind of like something for others to understand and to like feed off of. And this will automatically just kind of like put you in this position of like a spiritual guide, you know, like you, that could very much be your path, like kind of like a spiritual guide, because you do have wisdom, you are creative, you are able to put your experiences into words and into expressions, whether it's art or music or whatever, and you're able to offer like, you know, your truth as a guiding point for others. So that is really powerful, and that is very much, it seems to me, like at the core of your, you know, I don't know if I want to say purpose, but like at the core of this energy, at the core of like this this Pisces symbolic kind of energy. Oh, I already shuffled this. Oh, look at this. I shuffled both decks, and I don't know. I guess the universe wants me to shuffle it some more. It's, you know, I mean, you guys are kind of like swimming in that pool of symbolism right now, and it's almost like you can turn it into whatever you want. You can turn it into whatever you want. So what are you going to turn it into? And it's, you know, it's kind of like, be careful and think wisely, and, you know, create something that can be really good for you and for others, because this is going to be connected to your ego. It's going to be connected to how people view you. It's going to be connected to, you know, how people view your creativity and who you are. So, you know, just kind of keep that in mind. Okay, so I guess we had to shuffle this tarot deck again, apparently. All right, Scorpio, so let's see what we got going on with the tarot end. We have the Four of Swords. So the Four of Swords is Jupiter in Libra. Okay, so this is definitely about rest. It's about kind of like taking a time out, maybe from like people around you. And you do have Libra in your 12th house, and we are talking about the house of symbolism, okay? You do have Libra in your 12th house. So it is about creating that balance. It's like what I was saying, with Libra coming out, and with Jupiter, the planet of abundance and expansion, and just like, you know, and Jupiter is ruled by Sagittarius, and like, see, it's like, you see how it's like kind of connecting back to that 9th house energy with that Sagittarian energy, and then you have like, and currently we're in Cancer season, and you got the sun in Cancer in your 9th house. Okay, so it's all kind of like, you know, it's kind of like connecting the dots right now, and it has a lot to do with that sense of like resting your mind, because when you're creating new energy, and you're being creative, and you are like allowing yourself to kind of like swim in that pool of creativity and that symbolism, and like, you know, just kind of like allow all these like crazy different things to like go through you and filter through you, it is going to be important to give yourself adequate rest. It is going to be important to allow yourself time to heal, because that abundant Jupiter energy can be just like very, very, very intense. It can like expand your mind. It can, you know, take you down all sorts of pathways, especially when we're combining Jupiter energy with that 12th house energy and Jupiter energy. Like, so that's how you're going to be able to find your balance. Okay, so Libra is kind of here to help balance it out, so you don't like go off the deep end, right? So you don't like overthink things, or so you don't, because Jupiter just wants to keep making things bigger. It keeps wanting to expand those ideas and make them bigger and bigger, or to like maybe obsess about them, or to, you know, maybe like go off the deep end, or, you know, maybe go down some pathways that, you know, it's like, okay, well, good luck, good luck going down there, you know, we'll see you when you get back. But yeah, so, you know, it's just good. It's going to be important to rest, to relax, and to take some time out, even from your own thought process. Okay, for the next card, we have the Empress, Major Arcana. This is Venus energy, so I'll take a look to see where you have Venus currently in your chart. But the Empress, very, very powerful, very creative, the Divine Feminine, okay, the Divine Feminine. So, you know, just like this is so, I'm feeling like a very strong sense of peace, like being at peace with yourself. Being at peace with yourself, being at peace with who you are, you know, like being at peace with your own inner divine feminine, whether you're male or female, being at peace with those different sides of yourself, okay? And Venus is currently in Leo. Well, wait, hang on, hold up for 1 second. No, Venus is currently in Leo. I'm sorry. I just had to think about that for a second. Venus is entering Virgo July 21st. But currently, whew, that hiccup like hurt my chest. Currently, Venus is in Leo. Okay, Venus is in Leo, and it's in your 10th house. Your 10th house of career, your career, your social status, you know, in reference to like, so that like you're obtaining a lot of your sense of self-worth and value right now through your job. You're obtaining a lot of your inner peace and your inner stability, and just like your ability to love yourself, your ability to take care of yourself. You are obtaining a lot of that through your career at the moment, and throughout Cancer season as well. Okay. For the next card, we have Seven of Wands. This is Leo energy as well. Okay, this is Mars in Leo, I believe, which is funny because Mars is in Leo. Okay, let me just kind of double check my papers here. Yeah, Mars is in Leo. Oh shit, Venus is going to be in Leo tomorrow. So there you go. Venus is actually going to be, so technically Venus is in Cancer and Venus is going into Leo tomorrow. But technically you are watching this video on July 1st probably, because it's not actually going up the day that I'm recording it. So technically Venus is in Leo. Venus is in Leo. Okay, anyway. The Seven of Wands is Mars and Leo. This is a Mars and Leo card, and I'm pretty sure Mars is in Leo. Yeah, Mars went into Leo June 11th. June 11th. Oh my god. So many dates. Okay, it's all relevant though. Okay, I love it when shit just kind of starts to align like this. Okay, because we have Venus in Leo, we have Mars in Leo. We get the Mars and Leo card, so it's like, okay, what the heck does that mean? When we get a tarot card that aligns with like the astrology or whatever. Well, it pretty much is just kind of like emphasizes. It's just an emphasis of the energy. It's just kind of saying like, hey, it's almost more like wanting to really, really get the message across. Like, hey, you should really be paying attention to this because it's kind of in your face, okay? So Mars and Leo, it's kind of a defensive energy, not gonna lie. It's a little defensive. It stands up for its beliefs, okay? It's not like, it doesn't have to be like defensive in a bad way, but it stands up for, Seven of Wands is an energy that stands up for its rights, stands up for its beliefs, stands up for its philosophies. So this is like a very, very passionate energy that is not gonna like take shit from anybody, that's not gonna take judgment from anyone, like very kind of like strong within himself. So this is just something that you need to be aware of, okay? Because especially maybe like if you're at work, because this energy is transiting through your 10th house of career. So, you know, maybe it's just kind of like you could be very, very protective of like your job right now, because it is providing you peace, it's providing you stability, it's providing you with a lot, and that's making you feel good right now. That's giving you a sense of value, and it's giving you a sense of self-worth. So, you know, you could be very like protective over this, and very kind of like, you maybe a little paranoid, maybe just like a little on edge, if like, I don't know, like if someone maybe in your job is kind of trying to mess with it, or you know, you could also be a little like I don't want to say necessarily argumentative, but a little on edge with like your coworkers or like people that you work with, maybe in reference to money, okay? Because Mars is a very like aggressive kind of energy, very passionate, very aggressive, very like putting their will out there. And when you put Mars in Leo, I mean, like Leo energy is kind of like wants to be at the center of attention, and they're also very passionate and very, you know, they want to put themselves on stage. So it's kind of like this energy of like, don't fuck with my money. It's kind of like this energy of, you know, like you're going after what you want, which is like your money, your career, whatever. And it's kind of like, you're just kind of letting people know, like, okay, just don't, you know, I don't know, like, just don't mess with my money. Or, like, don't mess with my job, don't mess with my career. Like, so anything that, like, gets in the way, like, if you start dating somebody and, like, you know, like, you're basically just not going to let anything, you're not going to let anything or anyone jeopardize what you got going on for you right now. You're not going to let anything get in the way, and if it starts to get in the way, you're dropping it. Like, this is a pretty important deal to you right now. Okay, all right, next card, Page of Swords. I love the pages. They kind of get a bad rap for being all slow and childlike, whatever, but the pages are great, great, great energies, because it like reinvigorates curiosity. The pages are the only earthly bodies on Earth that obtain energy straight from the divine source, okay? So, like, the divine spirit, the divine universe, like, they are the ones that hand over those aces, that ace energy, the sword energy, the earth energy, the water energy. They hand over that pure, untouched energy, and when they bring it down to earth, they give it to the page. The page is the only personal, the only, like, human manifestation that obtains that divine energy. So Page of Swords, so what do they do with that? Well, that's like the beauty of the page. Like, they're students, right? They're like, oh, what's this? They're almost like childlike. They're like little children. Like, do you remember how you felt when your parent gave you your very first gift, or you opened your very first Christmas present? Like, do you even remember that feeling? So it's like this childlike sense of wonder. It's like, oh, I have this new sword, because we have the Page of Swords. So Page of Swords is intellectual energy. This is Aquarius, Gemini, Libra kind of energy. This is all about the mind, okay? So you could have a new idea. There could be like an idea that just popped in your head, and it's like this childlike wonder, like, oh, what's this? What can I do with it? How can I protect it? How can I turn it into something else? How can I use this idea and make it something like worthwhile? So this is something like interesting kind of going on in July over here, in terms of like some idea has been kind of like, you know, maybe some seeds are being planted, or someone planted an idea in your mind, and you're like, okay, you know, like, and it's intriguing you, and you're curious, and you're intrigued, and you're kind of like, have a childlike sense of wonder about it again, and you're wondering, what can you do with this now? What can you do with this? Like, and sword energy is like communication energy, it's intellectual energy, it's like book energy, it's verbal kind of energy, okay? So it's like stuff like that, information, research, something you read in an article, a computer, something like that, okay? For the next card, we have the Five of Swords, more air energy. This is specifically Aquarius energy, and this is Venus in Aquarius, okay? So we already talked about where Venus is in your chart, so how does that relate to Venus in Aquarius? So let's take a look at where Aquarius is. This energy typically is like not very good energy. It can be kind of like self-destructive. It's not just destructive to the people around you, but it's also destructive to yourself. So so you have Aquarius in your 4th house, and the 4th house is originally ruled by Cancer, right? So the 4th house is the home, family, roots. So there can be like, you know, maybe like something is going on at home, or something is going on like where you live, or with your family, or with your roots. It could be like getting in the way, and maybe like your career or your job, or like what you're doing for work right now, and the fact that you are obtaining value through your career. Perhaps it's having some like effects at home. Perhaps like you're just not paying as much attention to your home life, or you're not paying as much attention to your family, or your roots, and like maybe somebody might be getting hurt, you know, because of it. So that's just what I'm seeing. Might not resonate for everybody. For the next card, we have the Hierophant. This is another major arcana card. Actually, yeah, no, this is the second major arcana card. This is Taurus energy. This is very much about like spiritual kind of like conformity. All right. Let me see here. You have Taurus in your 7th house. Okay. So, and the 7th house is about relationships. So there could be like, I don't know, like perhaps you kind of, there's a really good possibility that you kind of approach relationships as like you want to be the spiritual guru of your relationships. Like when you do involve yourself in relationships of some kind, or partnerships of some kind, you tend to kind of like take the lead and be very, very stubborn and like kind of like set in your ways. And I don't want to say like idealistic, but like perhaps you present yourself as like spiritually supreme. And I know that sounds a little weird, but that's just kind of like what I'm getting from this card right now. Yeah, so if you are trying to like balance out, remember the original theme here was balance. So if you are trying to balance out all these different energies, because remember we started with that Piscean energy of trying to balance out all these different things and symbols that are going on in your life. So if that is something that you are trying to focus on, then that means that you do have to look at the different areas that are going on in your life, especially if you want to be in a relationship, and especially if like that is something that's calling to your attention. Maybe just kind of like trying to understand why like your behavior or how you tend to act in these relationships. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, so for the final card, we have 6 of Wands. This is Jupiter in Leo. Okay, Jupiter in Leo, this is very victorious kind of energy. This is just kind of like coming out on top. People are looking up to you. You are like coming back from battle victorious. You are coming back from all these obstacles and different things that you are like having to deal with, and you're kind of like coming out victorious. You're coming out stronger, more intellectual, more spiritually grounded. You are coming out balanced. So basically the way that the reading is unfolding is that like you are going to find balance. You are going to do exactly what it is that you need to do. You're going to find your stability. You're going to find your edge. You're going to find your stability. You're going to like figure out a way to balance everything. And, you know, people are just going to look up to you as like a leader, as a very, very strong leader, and someone who kind of like knows their shit and knows what they're doing, and, you know, is like, this is a piece of cake. Maybe not like that easy all the time, but yeah, so this is your reading, Scorpio. I really hope you enjoyed it. I hope it helped. Please subscribe if you have not already. I'll see you guys next time. I hope you enjoyed. Bye.